Plant Biotechnology from the School of Life Sciences, University of Hyderabad, and Postdoctoral Fellow 2009 from CCMB, that is Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, Hyderabad. During his PhD, he received excellent ratings from the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. He later joined Center for Mycorrhizal Research, Division of Biotechnology and Bioresources, the Energy and Resource Institute, TERI, New Delhi, uh, and in TERI, Dr. Shashidhar was instrumental in establishing accurate diversity analysis of mycorrhizal isolates through molecular phylogeny, published in Science Journal, and received Excellent Team Spirit Award. Besides securing 3 important grants from DBT, Government of India, later, Dr. Shashidhar joined as project director ATGC Biotech Private Limited and was key person responsible for successful completion of DBT BIRAC project entitled Development of Novel Technologies for Integrated Pest Management through Mating Disruption using patented plat formulation that received the BIRAC Best Innovation Award in Agriculture in 2017 from DBT BIRAC and Agriculture Grand Challenge AGC Award 2018 from Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And certainly, I feel there must be more to this, sir. It's a warm welcome to you, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm audible to you. I will share my presentation. Okay, should I continue in English? Is it fine?
Yes, sir, whichever is you're comfortable with, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Myself, Dr. Shashidhar, associated with ATGC Biotech. We are the group of company working on insect pheromones. They are the signaling mechanisms between insects where the communication happens through only signalings. So the topic of my presentation is these are novel semiochemical based mating disruption or attraction kill effective management tools for pest management in agriculture. We are the company which work on pest control solutions using a greener approach rather than a chemical approach. So to know about our company, it was established by a group of scientists from University of Hyderabad. We are a DSR recognized company, and we collaborated both nationally and internationally. We are the first in company to manufacture sex pheromones, which are exclusively working on green technologies for management of insect pests. We received financial assistance from the Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, Indo-US Endowment Fund, and all other agencies through our partner in USA. We received the Best Innovation Award for the work which we have conducted on pest management tools using insect pheromones as a mating disruption tool. We are nominated Global Entrepreneurship where Ivanka Trump has visited Hyderabad in 2017. We are a recipient of Aspirer Award in 2018, and we are the winner of a Grand Challenge Award from DIPP, Innovate India and Startup India. So what this is our brief introduction, and how we are currently managing the pest in agriculture is most important. We know that IPM is being advocated mostly by all of our current scientists, agriculture department people, only through chemical pesticides. These chemical pesticides, we know that they are broad spectrum in action. killing natural predators and also parasites. We irrational use of these insecticides, developing the insect resistance against wide range of these chemical pesticides. And we have been chasing the pest by spraying these chemical pesticides, and which are not preventive in action. And as we know that the farmers are continuously exposing to these toxic chemical pesticides, and which leads to health hazards. And the food we consume also received a lot of these pesticide residues, and contaminating our environment, and like soil, air, and water. With limited success, truly organic produce to meet the nation food security. And we know that recently we have a fall armyworm outbreak, and pink bollworm outbreak, and locust outbreak, and also tuta absoluta outbreak. These all are outbreaks mainly because these pests are developing resistance against several insecticides. So that's the main reason why our insecticides are not in 100% success to most of these pests, which are mostly internal feeders and internal borers. Several advanced technologies are yet to reach farming community. So what is ideal for plant protection is, in our view, like we take our labor, that the minimum cost it should involve. It should be safe to the environment, worker, and the farmer, and it should be easily applicable, application wise, very eco-friendly manner to the farmer. And mostly it should be a preventive technology rather than after outbreak of the technology it would be very severe. So it should also avoid a resistant developments in the pest, and it should protect the natural environment predators, then parasitites which are coexisting in the nature, which fight continuously on the pest development to balance the pest as well as the natural population of farmer friendly insects. And it should allow of free harvest, safe food for the consumers, and it should ultimately save the and air, water, and the soil. And it should complement ultimately the organic farming strategy to the fullest possible. So we need in India, especially, and even the farming community across the globe, need a smarter tools for the farmers. So with this technology, I'm talking to about the technology in a short while, but we received the Best Innovation Award from Agriculture Grand Challenge Award, the Best Innovation Award from Department of Biotechnology from Ministry of Science and Technology. And we received all other best awards to our bucket. So the Agriculture Challenge Award, which we are the winner, clearly mentioning the ministry that for helping the Ministry of Agriculture find an innovative way to solve for technology to substitute the use of pesticides and insecticides to prevent the pre-harvest losses. And we are among the 1,000+ startups which applied for the innovation award to help the government of India, and we are the winner of this prestigious award. And this technology is being implemented in across the globe using drones, aeroplanes, and also several easily applicable tools. And we are very honored to showcase our technology with USDA, the US Department of Agriculture, under Slow the Spread program for control of gypsy moth pest, which is a forest pest which is causing huge havoc in US California, US top US and Canada border. We are recipient of several awards, and then greater than 25 million awards we have received in the form of grants from several of these uh, government agencies. So the question is, till today, we have been chasing the pest. Chasing the pest in the sense using a chemical insecticide, conventional insecticides, and this scenario has to be changed. Is there any technology or is there any innovation that help in manipulating the insect behavior? Rather than we chase the pest, we attract the pest towards a certain insecticide or certain target where we want. So the answer is we have a solution called as semiochemicals. These are the semiochemicals which are integral part of these pests or insects, which help in modifying their insect behavior. The technology is like this. In nature, the female insecticide uh, sends some kind of a chemical signal. It goes in the air, and the male insect uh, track those plume and then find the female for the mating. So in nature, the chemical signaling happens to identify the male insect, or sorry, female insect by male insect in the form of a chemical signaling. It's the same chemical signaling molecules which are biosimilar. We synthesize artificially, and we control the release of those. Uh, we call them as a pheromones, and we dispense them across the around 400 to 500 source points in a zigzag fashion, which allow the insect not to identify its female counterpart. Say, for example, when we dispense 400 source points in an acre, each source point is emitting the female signal. The male is now confused whether to go to the original female or go to a natural artificial source points which we have kept it. So it's in a confusion. Most of the times, the male has a tendency to move to the artificial source point, mainly because we load the pheromone little higher dose than that of the natural secretions from the female insect. So now we are coining the term called an insect family planning, specifically because we are not allowing the male to find its female counterpart, and then later the successive generations can be stopped without using any single drop of an insecticide in the field. So the female insects which lay the eggs will be sterile, and there will not be no further generations like the larva, which is a voracious feeder. How do we assess whether our technology is working or not? So we install monitoring traps. These traps will show a trap shutdown, meaning there will be less number of moths which will be catched in the field, treated field. This technology is called, in short, insect family planning, that can be achieved without using any insecticide. So it's a ready to use technology, no pump, no spray technology, and it offers season long effective management for the insects. So under Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, and our own funds, and also Indo-US Endowment Fund, we received several funding agencies to management the most important economic damaging insects in India. For example, cotton pink bollworm, we know that it is highly devastating across India. The recent recent news from the Punjab that the pink bollworm has created a lot of havoc, and almost 100% of the cotton farmers are uprooting their cotton field because of this single uh, cotton pink bollworm. And to quote in Abatmal in Maharashtra in 2017 or 18, almost 50 farmers are died after spraying against the wind, the chemical insecticide, only because of this pink bollworm management. And for fruit, brinjal fruit and shoot borer, leaf miner, and also leaf miner in tomato as well as in citrus. We also have an excellent solution for stem borer in rice, and a public health management program, the mosquito control program, is funded by Indo-US Endowment Fund. There are other pests which we are working under ATGC grants. So our complete innovation technologies falls in different categories, like they fall in mating disruption products, they fall in attract and kill products, like we lure the insects to a target insecticide with minimum lethal dose of the insecticides. We can kill the insects population. We have an attractants, we have a repellents, we have a monitoring tools, and we have a vector control tools. All our basket of products lies in these categories. So what is our technology offers to the farmers or to the application benefits to the large users? It is highly beneficial to the environment, and it is completely biodegradable. It does not contain any insecticides, no pesticide residues, as well as safer and safer for the natural enemies and predators. Our technology or insects per se are highly specific to particular targeted insect, and there are no off targets. And the benefits to the produce is there is no phytotoxicity, no pesticide residues in the food, and the entire crop can be harvested organically. It increases the pollinators for higher yields. It improves the quality of the food, the taste, and all, with the low to no use of insecticides or pesticides. It's very easy in application because we formulate it in the form of a toothpaste in consistency. This toothpaste in consistency comes in a 125-gram tube. So it's easy to carry, no tanker is required, no spray is required, and no water is required. Minimum one application can give protection up to 35 days. There is no labor requirement because of very 125 gram easily can be put it in the pocket and go into the field and then apply the insects, this paste in the field. And pest management, it's a highly specific to the pest, targeted pest, though off targets, and effect is not lost even with other insecticide applications. And if we continuously use our technology, the population buildup will be completely low as that it will not cross the economic threshold level. And it is very effective when we use it in community-based approach, and a significant reduction in the crop cost of pest management. And this is not the study which we conducted alone, but we have collaborated with almost 36 different institutions across India, starting from Leh Ladakh to Kanyakumari, and from Dwarka to Puri Jagannath. So it's east-west, entire India. We collaborated with different agricultural universities and national institutions for conducting the studies in farmer fields across India. For example, I will take an example of the cotton pink bollworm. Cotton pink bollworm, we know that it is a highly devastating pest in cotton, and we can expect as great as 100% damage is being reported. So the only solution, no chemical insecticide till today has clear label to say that this is the product, this is the chemical pesticides which can target specifically on pink bollworm. So we recently got approval from the government of India under CIBRC, Central Insecticide Board, for pink bollworm under green label product. It uses the strategy of insect family planning, where we will not allow the pink bollworm female to communicate to its male counterpart. So when we treat in the field, when we see the insect population, in the first application itself, the population will go down dramatically because the communication between male and female will be completely disrupt, and there will not be no mating happening. But in untreated fields, there is an increase and decrease of the population till the end of the crop. And after every 30 days, we recommend to apply. In treated fields, we will not see any moth catches, that is below ETL, that is 2 to 10 moths across every stage of the crop. But in conventional practices, within 1 week, we will see almost 7,000 moths in a single trap, which is completely half filled in the monitoring traps. I show you a brief video where in untreated field, the pest population buildup is so severe that a single trap can accommodate so many insects. The person who is a Professor A.G. Srinivas, who is uh, uh, an entomology professor in University of Agriculture Sciences, Raichur. There are some flies which are flying away, which clearly shows that moths are catched very recently. And we expect the population is not less than 4 to 5,000. So it's in a very effective way of managing the pest. In treated fields, we see a clear difference from the bowl parameter, from the cotton opening, and also from the yield perspective. The lint will be high quality, and the farmer will fetch 100 to 200 rupees extra per quintal because of its ease of picking as well as the long lint. Unless otherwise, the untreated fields will be like a stained cotton, which is having low market value. Not only these advantages, we have also noticed the beneficial insects, which are highly dominated in the treated fields, where with low to no application of the pesticides. How to use this paste is most important, because when we apply in the field, our application methodology should be uniform. It should be applied in the form of a dollop, like a round ball, so that the pheromone is released from this system will be slow, continuous over a period of time. We conducted the similar kind of the trials in Apple in Leh Ladakh for management of Cedia pomonella, curdling moth, and similar kind of the trend we have observed in Leh Ladakh as well. And this is curdling moth is such an important pest for India. Till today, it has not spread its wings in Kashmir. Otherwise, we will not able to eat apples. That's a kind of severity this codling moth can incur. Not only the pest management tools, but we have an excellent solution for honeybees. These honeybees, when we use these pheromones, it enhances the horticulture crops product. Like for example, when we deploy in the field where the honeybee is tuned to visit the flowers n number of times, and they hover around the crop on the flowers for a longer duration. This is a clear indication that the pollination will enhance minimum 20 to 40% without using any kind of artificial signals. So these are highly specific, and there is no off targets. And I will show you a small video on the hovering of the honeybees in rambutan. If you see in rambutan, when we apply this pheromone dollop, the number of moths, the number of honeybees which visited the flowers will be tremendously high. and thereby the plant productivity will be its full potential. Similarly, we have it in coconut as well. Sorry, not only the next is fruit fly, which is being evaluated by different scientists across India, like NIPHM, IIHR, and also BCKV Kalyani, Junagadh Agricultural Universities. We know that our mangoes and our guava fruits, when we cut open, we see a lot of maggots. And because of these maggots, 80% of the exports are being banned. Mainly, these pests will be visible only to the consumers when they cut open. And the main cause for this is the fruit flies. And we have an excellent solution for management of these fruit flies, and an accidental spillover of this attractant on the car will attract these fruit flies tremendously. And we have conducted this study across different agroclimatic zones, starting from IIHR to BCKB Kalyani, Malda, where our technology showing that the trunk is completely green because of heavy rains. The algal growth has been taken place on the bark, but the attraction power from our formulation has never vanished. We observed that the bags and bags of fruit flies are being trapped in monitoring traps, but in treated fields we hardly see any fruit flies. And BCKV Kalyani has clearly mentioned that ATGC Biotech company developed a new delivery technology for methylusional, found to be the best performer in making fruits totally free from the fly maggots. The presentation given to the NABARD by BCKV Kalyani. And even in IIHR, NIPHM we conducted in Chittoor, and in IIHR we conducted on several different mangoes, starting from IIHR variety, which is highly susceptible to fruit flies and Alfonso, and also different cultivars, where without using any single insecticide, the the population the population of the insects and the damage never ever crossed 5%, whereas in control it is almost 40 to 50%. IIHR has developed a new variety of Sitafal, which is actually a cross hybrid of Ramafal and Sitafal. So the fruit is the size of the fruit is almost like Ramafal, which is weighing around 750 grams to 1 kg, whereas the quality of the fruit, the pulp is like that of our Sitafal. So it's a very good advantage to the pulp industries, where these fruits are being largely used. The most unfortunate thing is that because of a high sucrose content, and there is a fruit fly attack is more. And IIHR has never harvested these fruits unless and until they bag each and every fruit for management of fruit flies. So we took it as a challenge, and we deployed our technology in IIHR, and from greater than 90 to 95% of the damage to 96% of the harvest without bagging. That's the credibility which we got from the IIHR. This is what how our monitoring tools is there. The fruit size is almost 750 grams, and this is where the fruit flies are attracted towards our formulation which we kept. Even in unopened fruit fly lure also attracts so many fruit flies. Similarly, we have got several of our products in different crops, like fruit fly, the Tuta absoluta in tomato. We could see very less damage without using a single insecticide. Otherwise, the Tuta absoluta is so devastating that it will devastate the entire crop, and the damage is expected to be 100% in controlled cultivation. These are all the results from the different institutions, which I would like to skip. And brinjal, we know that the brinjal, every alternate day, the farmer go for a spray for management of the single insect called Lucinatis arborescens. Lucinatis arborescens is a fruit and shoot borer. Initially, it attacks the shoot and feeds inside the shoot where no insecticide can go and act. Later on, where fruits are formed, fruit is preferred for these insects. And now India is also planning for BT brinjal, whether we go for BT brinjal or not. And farmer spends almost 45 to 50,000 only to control this brinjal shoot and fruit borer. And around $400 million is an economic loss. We conducted our study using our technology, and across we initiated the trials at transplantation stage. We kept our formulation even on the poles, the iron poles. We conducted the study at mid of May, where the temperatures are reaching more than 45 in Hyderabad, but still our formulation uh, does not affected its releasing potential, its controlling potential, its effective management potential. So these are all the studies which we have seen, and ultimately we have also observed a lot of honeybees visiting these farms because of less and less pesticides are being used. And ultimately the damage, when we recorded in untreated fields, it is almost 50-50%, whereas in treated fields it is less than 5%. And ultimately we got a complete harvest of 100% harvest, what I mean to say. And these are all our some of our media attention. And another pest is citrus leaf miner, which we have also conducted the study under collaborations with the Bagalkot University, Horticulture University. And the beauty of our technology is that we are not chasing the pest, rather we attracting the pest towards the target and killing them and diverting their attention not to find its female counterpart for mating and their population buildup. And thank you very much. And ultimately what we need is the healthy harvest, and we are progressing for the sustainable production of agriculture. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much, sir. Any questions, please, you may ask. And I would like to add that in 2017, when Dr. Markandeya presented in our ashram, Gurudev had asked him to make a pheromone for the mosquitoes. And they did. I think Dr. Shashidhar was directly in charge.
Yes.
I request you, Dr. Shashidhar, if possible, could you revive? Now we will take care, under our care it will be done. This is my request.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, sir. So if any questions are there, if anybody has understood, not understood, please ask. We have a very good opportunity to understand. Today being our integrated pest management session during the day, this topic has been very relevant to us today. Yes, you want to be unmuted, is it? Or you can unmute yourself. Harshit Sharma. Unmute करना है आपको. Jiva sir, please unmute him. No? Now are you able to?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Try
Hello.
now.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very effective, and we all see the results of this product. So most of me and most of the other people also want to know the price, because farmers don't know the language of chemistry and all the things. They know about price. Is it under budget, or is it over budget, like all other chemical pesticide that they are using for longer time?
Yeah, yeah, and that's actually an interesting point. We actually, as we know that insect pheromones are somewhat complex in nature, and the synthesis would cost larger things. But taking consideration into the uh, chemistry aspects, we have done a novel synthetic routes where the chemistry can be handled effectively at low cost. For example, for pink bollworm in cotton, which is already released in market, we kept the price for application is 1300 rupees per tube per acre, and they need to apply for 3 times during different stages of the development. The first application being at for 35 to 45 days, where the square initiation is started. A second application after 30 days, and third application is after 30 days of the second application. So total, the farmer has to spend across 3,700 for management of this pest. And now we know that the cotton price is increasing very high, and it is being uh, taken care as a gold standard. Almost 8,000 to 10,000 is the price per quintal, and for application, the farmer has to spend 3,000, but the current net saving to the farmer will be a minimum of 4 to 5 quintals. That means the farmer is going to benefit on approximately 4 to 5 quintals if you take a minimum charge standard, which is otherwise damaged by the pink bollworm. So the price, it is now 8,000. That means 4 quintals, if we take minimum, is 32,000 is a minimum benefit that is directly going to the farmer's hand, with an expense of 3,000 or 4,000 roughly.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for the wonderful innovation and presentation. My question would be like, how to decide like when we are going to apply this kind of this technology, and how is it easily available, or how the farmers, from the farmers' point of view, how they can apply?
Yes, actually, with respect to the your question on how to apply is very simple. It should be applied at a pea size dollop. We call it as a dollop, a pea-sized paste, and similar to that of we use our on our toothpaste. But it should not be like a round. It should be like a round ball applied where the moth activity is more. For example, moth activity, the female, especially moth, will search for the food and secure its future generation, where food availability is more. That is at the tender leaves or tender fruits. So moth activity is more at the tender leaves. So just below the crop canopy, if we could apply our source point, that will be a very effective in confusing the males not to find its female. First thing, and the second most important is uh, when to apply. Say, for example, our technologies are like that of a corona vaccine, like it's a preventive in action. Just before the development of the first brood, like emergence of the pupa from the soil, just before that, if we could apply the technology in the field, and if you deploy them uniformly across the field, there is no question that we can use any insecticide on that particular target insect. But it varies from insect to insect. For example, pink bollworm attack starts at 35th day, where square initiation is started, whereas tomato leaf miner, brinjal shoot and fruit borer, where the infestation starts at very early stage, like during the transplantation. Even for our rice yellow stem borer, the infestation starts very early during the transplantation stage itself. And for fruit flies, when the fruits are at peanut to peanut shape, or just after the pollination is the right time to for application. So it's a species specific. The application methodology is very well defined for different pests.
Sir, there is one question. Is it insect specific? Means for every insect we have to use different application.
No, the question is it's a definitely an insect specific, meaning each insect has its own way of communicating to its specific insect, saying that the female insect of pink bollworm send a signal that is only perceived by the male insect of the pink bollworm, and there is no crosstalk. Because in nature, when we walk into the field, there are thousands and thousands of different kinds of insects which are hovering around the crop, which are feeding on the crop. But never ever in nature that the signal from the one insect can cross talk to the another species of the insect. So it is very clear that the nature has clearly defined that these communications are highly specific to particular insects. And with respect to our sorry, the question is
Insect specific.
different applications. Yes, the application wise, the timing is different, and also the application source points are also different. Yes, and it's all depending upon which species of insect we are targeting, and which insect and which crop we are using.
So there's one more question. Any residual effect of hormone on the soil? If there is any leftover
See, these insects are highly volatile in nature, and I'm taking back again the same example. When we walk in a field, any crop field, if we select, the communication of insects, like thousands and thousands different species of insects which are present in the crop, are continuously in communication. That means when we walk into the field, we are taking the pheromone which is larger in quantity from the different range of insects. Whereas these pheromones are highly volatile in nature, and we deploy these insect pheromones very specific to particular insects, and that to the insect which is already existing in nature. And we conducted the toxicology studies across different we group them as special class of molecules called SCLPs, short chain lepidopteran pheromones. These are all comes under a chain of lepidopteran pheromones, and the toxicity level to any insect, any human or any other insect is greater than 500 milligrams per gram weight per kg weight of any body. But the maximum dose which we can test in our laboratory is only 2000 mg per kg weight of the body. So the toxicity level is much higher than the maximum dose which is being tested in test. So that's the reason why our pheromone application methodology received green label from the CIBR, Central Insecticide Board.
So there is one question.
Mhm.
Are there any pheromones for home gardening? I mean, the pest that visits the small gardens, home gardens.
Yeah, see, for example, home, as I said, that pheromone technology is always very best when we use them in a large and community-based approach. The effectiveness will increase more than 100%. For home garden, yes, we need to define our objective. Like we can use a minimal lethal dose of the insecticide to attract the pest, which home garden which we are targeting. So the pest we are targeting, we used to mix. We need to mix a little means the absolute little, which is lethal to that particular pest, so that it can form an attract and kill. And the strategy is same. The insect pest, whenever it emerge, it look for an signal and goes and target to the pest, the pheromone source point which is deployed in the home garden, and they get killed. So for home garden, from home garden, smallest of the smallest garden to the largest acreage, the technology is going to work. But the application wise, we need to choose which target area which we are working with.
So there's one question. Does
Mhm.
it attract insect from other fields? In the sense, the range of
I'm sorry, could you please repeat?
there is a question. Does it attract insect from other fields?
Uh-huh.
In the sense, the neighboring field.
Yes, yes. That's actually a wonderful question. Yes, as long as the communication is on from the pest, the males are being attracted. It's like I would say it's the quotation from Mahabharata. It's like our Abhimanyu entering into a Chakravyuha or Padma Yuha. There is only an entry and there is no exit. The males, whosoever are coming inside, is under a confusion, tremendous confusion, that they will never find a female and they will never find an exit. Of course, only males are attracted, and there are no females which are going to come into this field.
Yeah.
And we already deployed a highly confusion zone for males not to find its females. So even though the males are being attracted and drive towards our source point, the chance of meeting the female will be very less.
So there's one question about citrus fruits.
Mhm.
We have mosquito puncture in the fruit. So is there a pheromone for that?
Which one it is?
Citrus fruits. Sir.
We have a citrus leaf miner, and we have solution for citrus leaf miner. And this citrus leaf miner is basically a vector for canker disease, the Xanthomonas citri, which causes a canker on the fruits, where the quality of the fruit is deteriorated. So if we could able to manage the citrus leaf miner, we could automatically control the Xanthomonas citri, the canker disease as well. So I'm not sure about the the citrus has another major problem of other disease.
Okay. And there's one question, sir, whether it has any impact on any other insect, birds, or animals.
No, as I said, these signaling mechanism is highly specific. There is no crosstalk that it can impact any other insects. There is no attraction towards any other insects. The only targeted insect is confused, and no other insect is being attracted, or there is no signaling mechanism that exists that can divert the attention of the non-targeted insects. So it is highly specific in nature.
There's one question about kitchen moths. Is there any solution for kitchen moth and also lizards?
Yes, absolutely. There are solutions, and especially for lizards, there are repellents rather than an attractants.
Oh, repellents. Okay. Then Does it impact honeybees movement? No, as such in your presentation itself here.
No. When we use a specific honeybee pheromone, it's an advantage for us. These honeybees hover around the flowers longer duration. And each time when this honeybee visit the flower, it carries the pollen grains and the pollination is 100% fruitful.
So the one question is the lure synthetic, organic?
Actually, it's actually the molecule which is secreted by the female insect is known in nature, but we produce them in synthetically. And it is a biosimilar molecule and considered as a pure organic product.
So thank you very much, Dr. Shashidhar. Last but least, about mosquito, there are a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I think that we will close. Thank you. Please
Sure.
mention about the mosquito, especially the initiative which you had undertaken in our ashram.
Yeah, definitely. The mosquitoes, we are having a dual product, which is having an ovipositioning pheromone and a phagostimulant. So we are specifically targeting the both larvae as well as the feeding nectar of the mostly the male insects. So I'm sure that when we are targeting both male and female, the control will be highly efficient rather than controlling only attracting and diverting the attention of the male insects. For mosquitoes, yes, we are planning. Our technology is trying to attract both male as well as female, where control solution will be much more effective.
Sir, one important question they're asking is where this product is available. Will it be available to general farmers easily?
Yes, the pink bollworm in cotton is approved from Government of India by Central Insecticide Board. It is available across India. And the other products, we file the registration to the purview of CIBRC. It is under scrutiny, and they will be released sooner or later.
And I request Rahul to unmute and ask because I did not follow your question. You can unmute and ask Rahul. Okay, Rahul is not there. Yeah, Deepashri, if you, yeah, Rahul, please.
जय गुरुदेव मैडम जी।
जय गुरुदेव।
मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ मैडम जी?
करिए हिंदी में।
जय गुरुदेव सर जी।
जय गुरुदेव।
हाँ सर, मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था आपसे, ये जो पेड़ की जड़ होती है उसमें जो इन्फेक्शन होगा उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा अगर बता देंगे तो। मेन वही होता है ना पेड़ से, मतलब।
आप कौन से पेड़ के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं?
मैं सर जी सर जी।
हाँ नहीं, आप कौन सा पेड़ के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं और कौन सा इंसेक्ट के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? अगर आप इंसेक्ट बता सकते हैं या पेड़ बता सकते हैं तो मैं आपका जवाब का उत्तर दे सकता हूँ।
सर जी, वही पेड़ में जो इन्फेक्शन होता है ना जड़ में, जो वो वाला इन्फेक्शन के बारे में आपसे जानकारी लेना चाह रहा हूँ।
ये कौन सा क्रॉप है राहुल, कौन सा पेड़ है?
ये बैंगन का होता है ना सर जी, बैंगन जो होता है।
बैंगन, हाँ।
बैंगन में हमें लुसिनाडिस आर्बोनेलिस करके एक इंसेक्ट रहता है, वो शूट एज वेल एज फ्रूट बोरर है। वो फ्रूट के अंदर बैठा हुआ रहता है जहां कोई इंसेक्टिसाइड जाके काम नहीं करने वाला है। एंड बार बार इंसेक्टिसाइड अप्लाई करने से जो मिनिमम डोज जो इंसेक्ट को मिल रहा है वो डोज तुरंत उसका रेसिस्टेंस बनने का काबिलियत रहेगा। इसीलिए फ्रूट एंड शूट बोरर जो बैंगन में है वो हाईली रेसिस्टेंस टू डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ इंसेक्टिसाइड्स।
नहीं सर जी, के बारे में जड़ जो नीचे जड़ होती है ना उसके इन्फेक्शन के बारे में पूछ रहा हूँ सर जी।
Like nematodes, I think he is asking.
अच्छा, nematodes। अच्छा,
रूट होती है ना सर जी, रूट होती है।
हाँ जी,
प्लांट रूट के बारे, रूट इन्फेक्शन के बारे में।
रूट इन्फेक्शन, हाँ जी। वो nematodes जो होता है वो अलग इंसेक्ट्स में आता है, वो इंसेक्ट लेपिडोप्टेरन फेरोमोन्स में नहीं आता है। हम जो काम कर रहे हैं वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ फेरोमोन्स पे के ऊपर काम कर रहा है, और निमेटोड्स जो है वो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स पे आते हैं.
Basically, the scent attracts, so it cannot go underneath the earth. Yes.
No, madam. There are some root grubs
Okay.
for different kinds of pests where coleopterans are dominating as a root as well as shoot pest, where we can control them using repellents as well as an attract and kill solutions. They come out from the root and then they feed on the formulation and then they die. As long as insects are concerned, we are very confident that we can manage the pest very, very, very comfortably.
So thank you very much, Dr. Shashidhar. And whenever, we ask Markandeya, Dr. Markandeya has always been very gracious to accept our invitation. And we extend on behalf of Art of Living family, thank you very much for being here with us today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you. Jai Gurudev. So, Jai Gurudev, we will all meet in the morning for morning sadhana tomorrow. Till then, good night and goodbye.